What the fuck is up, everybody? It is I, Alistair, and today we have for you Paul the Polar Bear Varelans. I believe that is a French name, so it'll be Varelans for you fancy fuckers. Taking on the enforcer of Pancrase, Ryushi Yanagisawa. Now, after many, many months, Jonathan Snowden has finally released his Ken Shamrock book, which is just a horrible fucking... Oh, God. The book's great. The story... Holy fuck, Ken has lived a fucking awful life. Shit. And so, in that, there's a little tidbit about Paul, the polar bear Varelans. When he first went to ECW, he was a little bit... reticent to do the job, so to speak, to lose to people. And one of the valets, one of the sort of ring girl attendants, sort of hangers-on of wrestlers who hang around looking pretty at the edge of the ring, said that they'd give him a blowjob if he did the job and went under. And so he loses the match, comes out the back expecting his blowjob, and the girl says to him, "I'm sorry, I don't blow jobs." And this is all because Paul Varelans is wearing this singlet right here. He's wearing a jobber singlet, and so he's here to lose. Alright, here we go. Low kicks from Ryushi Yanagisawa, booting the leg out of the big man, Paul the Polar Bear Varelans. I believe he's 6'4", 6'5", and 290 pounds. He doesn't like getting kicked very much. He actually checked one there. Nice single leg from Ryushi Yanagisawa, coming to the top in half guard of Paul Varelans. And Varelans has regarded. Working in the guard of Varelans here. You might hear some noises from me. That's me drinking beer in the middle of the day because I've got a day off today. And what else am I going to do? Again, I hope the apocalypse is treating everyone well. We seem to have ridden out the worst of it here in Australia. Because we're an island, it's pretty easy to close borders and that sort of jazz. And it helped that our Prime Minister was actually in the country this time. So, one of the big deals of when the whole of New South Wales was on fire was our Prime Minister was in Hawaii on a fucking holiday and decided not to come back until a fair while in. So for some reason people say that that's an alright thing for a Prime Minister to do. Paul Varelans trying for an armbar from the bottom of guard, not moving his gigantic badonkadonk around, so of course he can't get the line and grab the arm. He's got big ol' arms and big ol' hands, so I reckon being in guard with him would be a shit time, because he'd just be able to grab onto you and just hold on and you'd not be able to do anything. Alright, back standing. I genuinely don't know if Paul actually trained any martial arts, because he was a perennial hanger around of, like, big tournaments. And he just appeared to be like a big ol' street fighter, and he hit a nice counter there. Mind you, many of Paul Varelans' most famous appearances are losses. A nice sort of sprawl, just sort of dipped his hips into that one. And he's getting some good slaps on Nagisawa, who hits a nice left snap kick to the body of Paul Varelans. I reckon that's where I'd hit Paul Varelans, were I a heavyweight. Because he's got a dome on him like a fucking Easter Island statue. Like, I don't think you're going to knock him out unless you're Igor Vovchanchin. But yeah, most of Paul Varelans' appearances are... most famous ones are losses, where he's turned up and someone significantly smaller than him has beaten him, such as Marco Hues, such as Igor Vovchanchin, as mentioned. Good stuff from Paul there, actually. He hooked the ropes and then he picked up his hand like, "Oh, sorry," and then fell over and let the takedown happen. Well, no, not let the takedown happen, but, you know, didn't use the ropes to stay up. Rubber guard from Paul Varelans. And Yanagisawa's just hanging out in there. Yeah, waiting for the referee to stand him up. And there's some juice coming out of the face of Ryushi Yanagisawa, because some of those slaps from Varelans definitely did the job. And when Varelans just stood up, then we saw quite a big welt on his leg. Or maybe it was some of the blood out of Yanagisawa's nose. Because that thing appears to be bleeding quite badly. Someone in the crowd yelled out for Paul Varelans and he waved at them and said hi. That's pretty cool. Good on him. I don't remember hearing anything bad about Paul Varelans. I think he was a genuinely nice guy. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Maybe he's super racist, like Travis Fulton, notorious fight whore. Good kicks from Yanagisawa. Nice leg kick there, but going into the big old tree trunk leg of Paul Varelans, there's only so much damage you can do. And Varelans is actually checking kicks here, which is good. Nice use of the check to hit a takedown there, but he just got big boyed by Varelans onto the bottom there. This is not a good place to be. Oh boy. Varelans is a big old boy and he's about to do some big old boy things. Hammerlock from fucking top half guard. That's some serious big boy stuff. Both of his ears are cauliflowered. Oh, and just forearm like Ezekiel choke as well. So Varelans was definitely putting in the time because his ears look a little messed up. Using his head to push the elbow down of Yanagisawa. Like, he's not entirely unskilled. Does have some bad shoulder acne, though. Oof. And yeah, he's wearing the wrestling singlet. Now, in my opinion... Oh, a nice palm strike there from the top. Which, of course, draws an ooh from the crowd, because they don't like that. He's doing well. But again, Varelans is like a UFC guy, so they're like, oh, we expect this from the UFC guy. Yeah, he just threw a punch and he's like, yeah, sorry, dude, yeah. That's cool. So he seems like a fairly decent human being so far. Good slaps here too. But anyway, wearing the wrestling singlet, you have to be jacked. Like, you absolutely 100% in an MMA context, if you want to, or even a wrestling context, if you want to wear a wrestling singlet, especially one with the nipples showing, you have to be, like, super jacked, otherwise you're just immediately relegating yourself to being a jobber for the rest of your life. And I don't even know if it's like a... I don't think that's an actual rule, I just think it's like the universe decides that you don't look good enough in the damn thing, so you gotta start losing matches now. Because it is a very unflattering item of clothing. Unless you're jacked, in which case it just looks great. Really doing well here on the top of Mount, although there's not very much escape attempting going on from Nagisawa. Varelans briefly thinking about an armbar, I think, when Yanagisawa had actually finally decided to do something and turtle up. More juice, more person juice coming out of the nose of Yanagisawa, and ruthless fucking choke there from Paul Varelans. And Yanagisawa's nose is pissing out blood. This is not the first, the second, or even the third time I've watched this fight. I have tried to do this episode so many damn times, and just things keep going wrong. Either there's been an issue with the video where it's just sort of skipped huge sections, or my sound has just sounded awful when I've put it together. This time I actually tested the sound. I've got decent video this time, I think. You know, that can always fuck up. So hopefully this will come through. And I'll do my best to, you know, behave as if this is the first time I've seen this and not start making, you know, bullshit predictions for things that I know will actually happen later on in the fight, and then pretend that I'm actually watching it for the first time. So I'm going to do my best to avoid the Bus Rutten and Stephen Quadras thing. On those first few things. Oh, spitting out some blood too. Oh, gross. Yanagisawa has a beautiful head of hair at the moment. There's a lot of it going on. getting into that sort of 2005, 2006 Japanese boy band look. I don't know what the current boy band look is, but I know that was the one back then. What's that movie? The Man from Nowhere. Not Japanese, it's Korean. But the protagonist in that film has sort of this sort of haircut for a long time. And then he gets to the end of the movie where he decides he's going to be serious now. So he cuts himself, he gives himself a crew cut. And then he just stabs the fuck out of a bunch of people. And in one of the best fights I've ever seen put to cinema. The camera work's a little bit shaky, but it is really, really good. So that's something to look up if you want to. The Man from Nowhere. A Korean film, I believe, from 2006 or 2007. That was a good shot there. We just had the rivulet of blood running out of the nose of Ryushi Yanagisawa. And there he is, the polar bear. I reckon if you hit him with a fucking baseball bat, the bat would come off second best. What's that fucking kick? Yanagisawa just lightly taps the leg of Paul Varelans. Oh, okay, he was setting expectation. Hits a nice body kick, shoots a double. Uses the sprawl to take top position. Well done, Yanagisawa. Good technical wrestling. Sprawl is it's a generous word for describing what Paul Varelans did. Basically, he just sort of thrusts his hips out and his feet move about half an inch backwards, and that does the job because he's huge. Yanagisawa being mean here, grinding in crossfaces. Now flattening out Paul Varelans. Definitely grinding for that choke. Definitely working for it. Oh, drip of blood. Oh, that's always gross. Backstepping off the back here. Wonder what he's thinking. Might be thinking leg lock. Paul Varelans has got one of his wrists. Yep. Dives over for the toe hold. Varelans does his best to escape. Oh, he's got that. That's pretty mean. That's that Rutan style toe hold. Oh, that appears to have hurt Varelans quite badly. Because his knees would be shit because he's huge. Oh, down! Oh! So that's 2 lost points on that one rope escape here. That's unfortunate. He's limping around. He appears to be in quite a lot of pain. So that's actually evened it up for... that's actually put Yanagisawa ahead because he was down 1 point and now he's ahead 1. Good body kick there. And Varelans has he's definitely ginger on that foot. Exchange of kicks there. Probably hurt somebody's shin. Oh, slapping him right in the back of the dome. He's done it again. He grabbed the ropes and he like lifts his hand up like, I'm so sorry. Body lock from Yanagisawa. Definitely not the takedown I'd be using in this situation. Break. Is the nose of Yanagisawa running anywhere? Oof. Camera zooming in on the knee of Varelans. Good low kick. Hit the shin there. Just front kicks him in the knee. That's fucking mean. It's lazy inside low kick. My god, does Varelans look terrible in that wrestling singlet. Good sprawl from Varelans this time. I'll actually call it that. And he's grabbed the ankle too. This is some smart wrestling. And he's pulled up on the ankle of... Oh, Yanagisawa was shot out the back for the toe hold. And Varelans is thinking about the ropes, but he's not really moving very much. Mind you, he's fucking huge, so moving is difficult. Yanagisawa has the toe hold grip, but I don't think that's the best option. Oh, and he's done it again. Yeah, so he's changed to that that heel push toe pull. And he's done it again. Another 2 points because it takes so long to get Varelans off the damn ground. Alright, we're ready to go. He's a hard son of a bitch because his knees would be jacked. I think it was 2 on the same leg. Inside low kick from Yanagisawa. Honestly, if ever a Kane Basami was like a good technique to use. That's the flying leg scissors. I think now, just Kenny Basami into him and then grab a toe hold. Because he'd wreck his knee twice. Good low kick. That definitely hurt Paul, because he's ginger on that leg now. And he's forgets about checking, eats a hard one, and then starts picking up his leg. Good palm strike. Nagisawa runs in a circle. Yeah, he has too much hair. It is getting in his eyes. Ooh, hard low kick. And then that actually probably hurt Varelans more than it hurt Yanagisawa there, because he looked like he was really having trouble standing on it when he put it back under himself. Good palm strikes from Varelans. Swing those big boy hands. Single leg from Yanagisawa. His back's crumpled up. He has no power in this position. And you need power if you're going to take down a boy like Paul Varelans. Because he is thick with 3 C's. Oh dear. Good palm strikes, getting all the way under and hitting Yanagisawa in the face. This is good stuff. Timer stop, he says. So obviously Yanagisawa's pissing blood out again. This is probably good for Paul Varelans because he looks gassed and tired as it is. Yanagisawa was sucking in the big ones too. See his diaphragm inflating his stomach so he can get more air in. Alright, back going. Low kick from Varelans there. 2 low kicks from Varelans there. Brave, using that leg. Double leg attempt from Nagisawa. Whizzer from Varelans. Strong whizzer too. And probably would have thrown Yanagisawa there if it weren't for the ropes. No catch ropes, says the referee. Break. Yeah. Sorry, says Varelans. Back fighting. Big kick from Varelans. That definitely hurt Yanagisawa. I mean, imagine, it's a big, thick fucking leg. That's about me on each leg of Paul Varelans. Doing his best to not grab the ropes. Like, he knows he automatically wants to do it, and he's trying to control that hand, and I think that's where all the mental effort is going. Great shot of Hiroto Soichi's ass there. Big knee from Yanagisawa to the body. Oh, big palm strike back from Paul Varelans. Yanagisawa picking up that single leg, blood leaking out of his nose, finishes the single. That hurt Paul Varelans. Maybe his knee went a little backwards when he hit the ground. Just something wasn't right, because he was grimacing quite badly there. Ugh. Break, says the referee, which is probably shit if you're Ryushi Yanagisawa, because you spent all your energy getting that motherfucker to the ground. And now Varelans is doing his best to stand up, but it takes him ages because he's huge. And he's going to limp over there. Yeah, definitely. Crowd loves it though, because he's being tough. Good low kicks. Blows a snot rocket in the ring. Yanagisawa shoots in after that low kick, grabs the body lock, doing his best here to not get beaten by the big old ham hocks that Paul Varelans uses his hands. He's definitely getting... All that talk about how useful a Kene Basami would be in this situation, and then fucking Ryushi Nagasawa goes for one and just ends up getting shit minced and crumpled onto the ground, and now has Paul Varelans in mount on top of him, which is about the worst place I could see. But his legs were underneath the ropes, so Hiroto Soichi has said, stand the fuck up. 30 seconds left. Alright, let's see how these boys go. Low kick. High kick. Good stuff. The crowd liked that. Palm strikes from Yanagisawa. Yes! Yanagisawa has fucking balls. Like, he always has had balls when he fights. And then he shoots in for a takedown just as I congratulate his fighting spiritu. His guts, as the Japanese would say. They do appreciate some good guts. Look at the fucking face of Paul Varelans. He's just so happy it's over. And a hug. Good stuff, everybody. You know what? That fight was a sloppy mess, and I loved it. Thanks very much for tuning in, everybody, and I will see you all next time.